Okay, next up, I'm going to introduce Carline. Carline Hua is a planner at the city, and I have the bio, so I'm going to try and do justice, but you'll hear her speak. She's amazing. Carline began her career at the city of Long Beach as a management assistant, working on special projects across a variety of departments. She's currently a planner with the Planning Bureau, the Department of Community Development, and works on both current planning as well as advanced planning, and projects that include the implementation of the Climate Action Plan, as well as the downtown visioning of the waterfront that we've been so involved in and working with Carline on. Prior to the city of Long Beach, Carline worked for the City of Dana Point's Planning Division and for the City of San Diego's Stormwater Department. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Systems and a minor in Law and Society from the University of California, San Diego. None of this does any justice to what a ball of energy and inspiration Carline is, so I'll let her take the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the city of Long Beach. We are so excited to have so many placemakers here in the city to really collaborate and learn from each other. This symposium provides a great opportunity to step out of our normal day-to-day. I don't know about you, but I don't hear a lot of survey responses from whales a lot, so that was really cool. Maybe it's something a little harder to follow up, but I'll do my best. We encourage you, like Shruti talked about earlier, to think of today's symposium as a brain trust for waterfront transformations to collaborate on innovative solutions to our most pressing concerns, like climate change, the housing crisis, environmental injustice, and of course, a huge thank you to Studio 111 and Placemaking US for bringing us all together today. Oh, there we go. So I really loved the way Placemaking US describes their organization's objective. We support communities across the United States to transform their public spaces into thriving hubs of social connection, health, prosperity, and joy. Our top priority is frontline communities affected by destructive urban planning and social inequities. This last sentence really resonated with me as quote like a city planner, which is the position within an agency with significant power. And with that power and decision-making authority, how can we kind of effectuate change that potentially redresses existing inequities today, and make our future something that is more inclusive and a better place for everyone to live in? So today I'm here to talk to you about the City of Long Beach's work on the Downtown Shoreline Vision Plan, which serves as the first vision plan update to this area since the 1970s. A lot has changed since the 70s. And I hope you'll see the amount of focus we placed on community engagement and urban planning with an equity environmental justice lens to center our community's voices, as opposed to just acting as a local government making unilateral decisions. Since most of us aren't from the city of Long Beach and perhaps don't know much about the city, I want to ground us in local context. We are a city of approximately 466,000 residents, which makes us the seventh largest city in the state and the second largest city in the LA County area, second to the city of LA. But make no mistake, we are a mighty and very proud city. When starting to develop the Downtown Shoreline Vision Plan, we knew there was a lot of environmental and socioeconomic challenges our city faces. In the city of Long Beach, especially here, as shown on the figure on the left, that is from our Department of Health. This is the tale of two cities in which there are two zip codes from across the side, and you'll see kind of the disparity in life expectancy between the west side and the east side of about 17.4 years. On the right side, you'll see a figure from our climate action plan depicting how susceptible our city is to extreme heat, which is an unfortunate consequence of climate change. And so next to each other, we're seeing that communities that face burdens as it relates to socioeconomic poverty levels, public health concerns are also most vulnerable to the effects of climate change, of which includes extreme heat, but many other factors and consequences as well. So citywide context like data from climate action plans or our health department informs the work that we do and contextualizes a lot of opportunity for our planning work, especially in the downtown shoreline. So while the downtown shoreline is an area, a small part of the city, it's a piece to a larger puzzle. This area's transformation can create significant opportunities for mitigating our greenhouse gas emissions, providing access to coastal resources, making communities resilient to heat and recreational opportunities, new job and housing opportunities, and a plethora of potential urban amenities that we want to envision. So today, why are we updating this plan? Why are we doing a vision plan? This area is going to see some change sooner rather than later. We're expecting the 2028 Olympics. So while that is a temporary event, how can we leverage that event to make long-term impactful changes in a very positive placemaking way? The 2028 Olympics provides the potential for legacy projects. We also have an aging convention center that serves an integral part of serving our visitors, but its needs may no longer be up to pace with today's expectations and demands. And climate change bears an impact in the area as we consider the effects of sea level rise and flooding to our coasts, and how do we prepare our communities to be resilient? And as the state phases out oil, how do we decommission safely, sustainably, and replace said oil revenue? These are all top of mind topics and questions we are hoping to answer as we develop the Downtown Shoreline Vision Plan. I don't have the answers to all of them, but we're working as a community together to help solve these issues and answer these questions. So let's talk about the area. We are that purple star up there, several blocks south. That is the Downtown Shoreline Plan area for those of us that have never been there or have never seen this area on a map. You'll see our coast has changed significantly over time, from when the port came in to just development as it relates to the Aquarium Pacific and Shoreline Village that we see today. And I just wanted to highlight that a lot of the change happened within a 50-year time span. So when we talk about a vision plan, a specific plan that we're developing that spans, it's a long-range plan that spans 50 years, there's a lot of opportunity and time to make a lot of changes. I want to highlight that this area has always been an area where the city has wanted to engage our community. This has led to a history of very interesting proposals, from a Disney Sea theme park to a potential Angel Stadium. And there's a history of potential displacement of local communities that's happened in the past. So we want to recognize that as we are developing and transforming our waterfront, how can we make sure that our community is represented in what we think about and plan for? A large part of the downtown shoreline is within the Timelines area and is subject to the public trust doctrine. So this doctrine established a responsibility to protect California's waterways for public navigation, fishing, boating, habitat protection, and other water activities. And at the start of the project, we also wanted to understand how we can plan for change across 50 years and beyond. And that includes breaking it down into pieces that are much easier to understand. You'll see here that we're evaluating near-term change happening between 0 and 15 years, as you see shown in pink. They are based on existing projects underway in the area, like the Hard Rock Hotel and Development and the anticipated LA 28 Olympic Games. Midterm change between 15 and 30 years based on state laws to plan for sea level rise and anticipated circulation roadway improvements. And long-term changes 30 years and beyond based on anticipated circulation changes as well, land development opportunities and improvements around Shoreline Village and Oil Island decommissioning. So all of this background and context served as the first step to educate ourselves and the community of our existing conditions. Here's a project timeline where we start at conducting technical assessments right here in 2023, late spring to summer. We had significant community engagement, and we're going to talk right now about how we have been debuting the draft vision plan. And many of you may be asking, so why should we start with visioning as opposed to going to the direct route of updating a regulatory document? Well, we wanted to center the community in the work that we do, be held accountable for the decisions we make, and build trust with our community. Co-creating the plan with the community also facilitates buy-in for the change we hope to see and build together. And we conducted robust community engagement to solicit community input through a variety of means, from pop-ups to meet people where they are, to community organization events, open houses. Most notably, we developed a community roundtable, which is comprised of representatives citywide from community leaders to residents that volunteered their time, their free time to meet with us regularly and provide input on the plan. Their feedback has been crucial to the process in keeping the city accountable for uplifting community values and needs. We also conducted online surveys for those who couldn't attend meetings in person. We placed QR codes all over the shoreline area for our online survey. And we held a multi-day community design charrette. All of these efforts were meant to make the community provide input in the most accessible way and interactive way as possible. So from community input, we developed a vision statement and guiding principles. We got this very concise vision statement from our roundtable and all the community engagement we had, which was the downtown shoreline is an oceanfront destination for our community and the world. We also created guiding principles that articulated what the community wanted to see. These principles provide direction on how we can envision and plan, but also hold us accountable to a set of expectations. So these guiding principles came from a lot of robust community outreach, and they are overarching threads that we continue to see throughout the engagement events that we held. An example would be to ensure that the shoreline area is affordable and accessible to all. These guiding principles kept hitting these four themes of economic resiliency, connectivity, environmental resiliency and sustainability, and equity. So that is our downtown shoreline plan that we're going to talk a little bit more in this afternoon, perhaps in greater detail. It is currently still in development, and we want to continue centering our community voices first to lead in our decision making, so our waterfront can be a better place to visit and live. These guiding principles, I won't go into too much detail, but these are kind of like the highlights of what we want to talk about in terms of what we will do from the early stages of visioning into eventually the actual regulatory land use document. Things that we kept hearing from our community roundtable and the public was we wanted to create a vibrant and inclusive world-class waterfront destination. How can we better connect everything, the public spaces, creating a multimodal network that's accessible to all, maybe easier to navigate? Environmental resiliency and sustainability. I don't know about you, but not everyone wants to go swimming in our river. So how can we become a model for environmental stewardship and clean, sustainable, resilient, and ecologically responsible waterfront development? And how can we make this the most inclusive shoreline for everyone that encourages economic opportunities for traditionally disadvantaged communities, but celebrating our Long Beach's cultural history and diversity in relationship to the water? Earlier, I talked about a community design charrette as part of our community engagement. And this design charrette was really unique in that over the span of 3+ days, we invited the community to meet here, do walks across the downtown shoreline, bike in the shoreline to tour, to really understand what is existing and then really think big without constraints. And thinking big without constraints on ideas like on how can we develop the area without kind of first saying like, oh, is that even feasible? What can we do? But rather saying like, maybe we have values that we want to see related to environmental stewardship. Here's an idea, and let's try to think about what could happen and what could that look like. And that was just a very open and honest conversation that prompted discussion about perspectives, lived experiences, and reactions to how the area could change. So here are a couple of pictures. We did a kickoff with the aquarium. We had a lot of focus forums on the topics that we discussed earlier related to environmental sustainability, economic resiliency, and mobility. And these are some bike and walk tours, which produced one of the most valuable feedback from people that had the opportunity to experience the area and perhaps different modes of transportation that you may not be used to. And the Saturday forums and roundtable meeting really, we kind of dug into the big ideas that we wanted to unveil and to discuss without constraints of how we can envision the area. So they were not designs that we established, but rather just ideas that tangibly represented potential solutions to address the challenges that we see in the downtown shoreline. So an example of that would be, what if we created a destination loop with more to do and see in the waterfront? Or what if we considered reconfiguring Rainbow Harbor to have a grander destination waterfront? And what if we transform the waterfront to have a continuous green edge? And so these big ideas, we gathered a lot of input and all of their reactions. And people put their post-its, their input. And across these 8 big ideas, we kept hearing these bigger themes. The waterfront should be uniquely Long Beach. We shouldn't consider the downtown shoreline in isolation. So sometimes planners, we typically tend to focus on what's easiest to update in terms of plans and regulations, but how do we cohesively manage the area by its adjacent neighbors and make it a cohesive fabric? How do we plan for both the near term as well as the long term? How do we make the experience of getting here, getting around just much easier than it is today? The area also has many great things that exist today, and we should acknowledge, respect, and elevate it. The water needs to be a lot cleaner. Parking management needs to be better with different solutions. How does this all get funded? And what are the economic trade-offs of the big ideas? So we took all the community input from these big ideas, and we have what today is called the draft vision concept. And then we're actually going to play a video that unveils the draft vision concept. So
it's summer 2024, and we're about to jump.
The Downtown Shoreline Vision Plan is an opportunity to reimagine the future of our downtown waterfront together. The community's vision for the waterfront is to create everyone's shoreline, an inclusive oceanfront destination for our community and the world. Building upon all the best things about our shoreline today, the vision includes 4 unique character areas for our waterfront. First up, West Gateway. Today, the West Gateway is isolated from the rest of downtown by wide roads and underused infrastructure. The vision imagines a new connected waterfront neighborhood and an eco-district in West Gateway. Next, let's go to Rainbow Harbor. The harbor is an inviting place today that could offer more things to do for visitors and residents. The vision imagines a vibrant and active harbor that brings people closer to the water. Let's now move over to the convention and the entertainment district. Right now, this area is dominated by large parking lots and a few ways to walk to the water. The vision imagines celebrated community open spaces and thriving destination for events and gathering. And finally, let's go over to the downtown marina. Today, the downtown marina is very successful, and Grissom Island is expected to be decommissioned in the future from oil drilling uses. The vision imagines an expanded downtown marina and an ecological destination on Grissom Island.
So that was all.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to date on project development, please visit our website for more information about the Shoreline Vision.
I think we're done. So that was our draft vision plan. We'll talk a little bit more this afternoon in the panel about how this came to be a little bit more in detail with the strategies. This morning opening session was more to talk about how we can kind of come together as a community to develop this plan and really turn planning into a bottom-up kind of process where we really uplift community voices, and we're going to continue to do so. So if you're interested, please provide input on our vision plan, provide us with feedback. And as a community, we're learning to have very honest conversations, whether that's hard or easy, we're doing it. And we're so excited to have you all here to kind of learn from all of you as well for how we can make our waterfront a better and more thriving shoreline. Thank you.